The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. A Russian-installed official reports that shelling by Ukrainian forces left 6 dead in the city of Donetsk. A local resident who was inside the building during the shelling said she heard 3 explosions. The witness says the corridors and the ceiling of their office caved in. They later found out that 3 offices were destroyed in the shelling. Aside from the 6 who died, 11 others were also injured in the attack. U.S. President Joe Biden said he has asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for a pause in fighting in Gaza during a call on Monday. A White House spokesperson said the 2 leaders discussed the potential for tactical pauses in fighting in Gaza for humanitarian reasons and possible hostage releases during their conversation. Washington has backed Israel's position that a ceasefire would help Hamas militarily. But Biden told Netanyahu that a 3-day fighting pause could help secure the release of some hostages. For their part, Netanyahu said Israel would be open to these tactical little pauses in Gaza, but Israel remains firm in rejecting the notion of a ceasefire without the release of hostages.
Sir, did you ask people for a 3-day pause?
He posts.
Did you ask the Prime Minister of Israel for a 3-day pause?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I did ask him for a pause in the past, yesterday. Still waiting to hear some other things.
The Israeli army has released a video showing an amusement park in northern Gaza where they said soldiers saw a tunnel opening that allegedly leads to Hamas tunnels. The army also found another tunnel entrance located near a university in the city. Both tunnels were destroyed. Israel previously said it had surrounded Gaza City and would soon attack it to annihilate Hamas fighters who assaulted Israeli towns across the border in October. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Dozens of protesters clashed with Spanish police as they oppose negotiations for granting amnesty to those involved in Catalonia's 2017 independence bid. Thousands gathered for 2 consecutive nights outside the Socialist Party headquarters in Madrid to express their disapproval of talks between the Socialist Party and Carles Puigdemont's Junts party. While initially peaceful, the protests escalated after a small group attempted to breach the police line near the Socialist headquarters. The amnesty law has been proposed by Spanish acting Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez in exchange for the backing of 2 Catalan separatist parties. Chile's government reports that a Cuban delegate who came to Santiago for the Pan American Games has requested refuge from Chilean immigration. Local media recently reported that 7 Cuban athletes have so far left their residences in the Games village and cut off communications with delegation authorities. These include 5 members of Cuba's female field hockey team and 1 male track and field athlete. However, the Deputy Interior Minister clarifies that none of the 7 have actually requested asylum and that the request was made by another person of Cuban nationality.
Una persona que en el día de ayer se acercó al Servicio Nacional de Migraciones, una persona distinta a estas 7, de nacionalidad cubana, se acercó al Servicio Nacional de Migraciones e hizo la solicitud de refugio. En el caso del Estado chileno, la ley de refugio opera, primero entregándole una visa temporal de 8 meses y aceptando el inicio del proceso de solicitud de refugio.
5 years after a wildfire destroyed most of the Northern California town of Paradise, the community is returning to life, but it's still far from the place it was before the historic blaze. More on this video by the Associated Press.
Heavenly Father, please help us.
That fire hit us hard, and it came on us quickly. It's sobering, and there's some people that have a real problem with coming back and having to possibly deal with that again. I personally feel like it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to have some type of issues. I can't think of any other place I'd rather be than living in Paradise.
My store is Bobby's Boutique. I lost everything I had in the fire, and I wanted to rebuild. I wanted to reopen my businesses. And then as far as Nick's Deli and Wine Bar, I wanted to have a place where after the fire and the tragedy, people could feel welcome and feel comfortable and feel normal. And what's amazing to me right now, after almost 5 years, is how many people that actually moved away and are now moving back.
She says you win.
Our home of 40 years where we raised our kids and everything, we lost it, and practically every friend that we had lost their homes. But if I hadn't had the theater to really concentrate on, I think it would have been a lot harder. I think that the theater played a really important part in the healing of the community after the fire.
Close enough, they told us to get out.
We got out.
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
We couldn't afford to move back up there. It's too expensive. You know, most places.
San Jose or something pretty soon.
It's going to be only the rich that are going to be able to live up there. I think of the fire as a monster and that it's going to come and get us again someday. So I'm just waiting. I hope not.
So just give it away.
So what's your next one going to be?
I'm going to do this.
Okay.
So I think what we really found here is a community that we love. The actual home does have its risks that we're taking on. We are surrounded by trees. This is we're a pocket that has not burned at all. And so it's high risk for us. But we are really happy with the Paradise community, and the home is really peaceful and beautiful.
Having the deer in the backyard, a 15 minutes drive to get up to a lake, swimming holes, you know, again, the friendly people, it makes it worth it to me.
I'm just actually trying to capture the hope of paradise, that it is growing and there is a lot of hope. In fact, towards the end is the daffodils, which is the flower of hope. And so, like I said, it brought this great community spirit. I mean, out of the ashes is rising this beautiful phoenix.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.